live for a few minutes and see how everybody's week's going. Straighten up my camera here a little bit. It's in the middle of editing and watching court TV for this Megan Boswell case. Just trying to read chat and see what people are thinking is going to happen. Hey, we got some people jumping in here now. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, maybe, depending on where you're at. Oh, here comes Dookie. Everybody having a good week so far? Supposed to get a big snowstorm tonight, and then I think there's a big snowstorm coming Saturday. So hopefully we don't get a bunch of ice Saturday because we're supposed to be out filming. We got a little bit of a drive, so I don't want to drive in a big ice storm. Yeah, I was in the middle of editing a new family haunting. I'm jumping back and forth between like watching court TV and editing this morning. Send it to Texas. We need it. Well, we don't want to. I'm ready for spring. I'm so over winter. I feel like every snowstorm that's hit lately has all been during the time that we're supposed to travel and film. So that's nice. In the springtime and the summers, we can just schedule cases and not have to worry about bad weather. Anybody been following the Megan Boswell case down in Tennessee? Give a thumbs up. Currently watching the judge right now. Dublin, Ireland. A lot of people following this case. Yeah, I was watching some of the court trial last night. Still trying to get over my allergies or a mess from Rocky and I's trip to Tennessee this past weekend. But we had to drive down there and get some stuff done and get some permits and all that fun stuff. So get all that taken care of. Now back home to editing. We'll be out tomorrow filming, and then we got to go out Saturday, I believe, and film. Hello, Jeanette. First time on the live. Welcome to the live. I am almost out of coffee completely, so I have to make a second pot of coffee here shortly.
This year we're taking HR's most transformative conference.
I don't think a lot of people are comparing this case to like the Casey Anthony case. I don't think this is going to end up like that. That's just my gut. I was trying to read the chat on Court TV and see what Christina says. Caught you live. Wicked said no, she's going down. Yes, these types of cases are very depressing. Duke is If you guys can see Duke, he's staring out the window right now. I'll have Duke come say hi to you guys here in a second. If you are new here, please take a second and subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. I was trying to decide this morning, do I want to do another family haunting episode Friday? Or I've got that case that we did the investigation at Prospect Place Mansion when Rob, our cousin from the UK, was over here. I've literally been holding on to that episode since like October, so I need to get it out sometime. So I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to see us investigating with cousin Rob again from the UK at Prospect Place Mansion? Or do you want another family haunting? Drop a comment below in this live, and whoever wins, we will go with that episode. The judge must be given the jury instructions right now. I feel like this case, the jury's not going to be out like crazy long. I think they're going to come, unless they're conflicted. That's the only. If it's a long jury, if they're holding out pretty long, then I think that's going to go in her favor. If they come back sometime tonight, that's not good for her. Somebody saying Rob. A lot of people want to see Rob. It's actually a pretty good episode. It had been, we had investigated Prospect Place Mansion years and years ago. I think it was back in like 2013, 2014. And so this was our first time back. And actually, Rob and Sean caught some pretty good stuff in the basement. Good morning to Alaska. A lot of people want to see Rob, so let's do that. Let's shoot for the Prospect Place Mansion episode. Prospect is always an active place, and then we'll do the family haunting after that. A lot of people asking who is Rob. Rob is our cousin from the UK. They come over here once every couple years, and then we try to take him out on investigations with us. We've got Teresa from Minnesota. Pamela says, tell your brothers we said hi. I will tell them that. I'll probably see them tomorrow. Yeah, we got a big snowstorm, ice storm coming into Ohio later this afternoon and tonight. Hopefully that's all cleared out and get out and film Thursday, and then we'll just have to play the storm by ear on Saturday. I think if the rain stays south of like Ohio, we should be good. We've got to film in southern Kentucky, but if it's going to turn to ice, I'm not going to be out on the roads driving during an ice storm, and obviously don't want the family to be out driving either during the ice storm. So I feel like this is probably the longest jury instructions I've ever heard from a judge. Greetings from Scotland, Paul. Hello, Paul. What case are you keeping your eye on? I am watching the Megan Boswell case. I think the state and the defense rested today, so the judge is giving the jury instructions right now. And then everybody will be on standby until the jury comes back with a verdict. Very sad case. I think anytime there's a case that involves children, it's always very sad. But did the defense put up enough doubt to make the jury think? I'll have to go back and watch the closing arguments. I haven't watched those yet. Do you think she's guilty? I don't know. I haven't watched. Like I said, I've been kind of watching later in the evening. I'll watch some of the testimony and stuff, but I haven't been following the case a whole lot to know guilty or innocent. I would say for sure, obviously, anytime a child dies like that, somebody's responsible for it. Was it an accident? We'll see if the defense put out enough doubt to see if it was an accident or not. Obviously, they'll have to be guilty of something because of how everything transpired, but any plans for any more golf videos? Yes, once spring and summer gets here, I'll get out and do some more golf videos. As you guys seen, I'm not the greatest golfer in the world, but I do enjoy getting out and doing more for the cardio and just being outdoors and getting away from our hectic schedule, and you kind of clear your mind, play golf, get some cardio in. Yes, I agree. Guilty or not, everything that transpired after that, somebody's going to be found guilty for that part of it. So yeah, we're not for sure yet on a timeline for leaving Ohio. It'll probably be still a couple years. Yeah, so we're like in no rush. Obviously, we want to let our kids graduate from where they're at now versus going down and going into a whole new school and all that. So somebody said my husband golfs every Sunday all year long, sometimes Wednesday. Unfortunately, we can't golf in the wintertime here in Ohio. It's way too freaking cold. And we have had days like in December and January where it gets up in like the 60s that you can get out and sneak in around. But this year's been pretty cold. Lord, this judge is going on forever. I've been golfing for maybe 20 years. You couldn't tell, but yeah, maybe 20 years. Never took any lessons or anything like that. Just got golf clubs and kind of taught myself and watched a bunch of videos and all that stuff and just learned what worked, what didn't work. Yeah. What is your handicap? I would say I'm probably anywhere from a 4 to 6 handicap. YouTube academics, yep. That's how I taught myself to edit and golf and all that stuff. Is work on vehicles, is just watching YouTube videos. Yeah, a lot of you guys have commented on Rocky and I's adventure at the hotel. They did move us. The lady at the counter was very nice and moved us to the completely opposite side of the building. And so we got a nice, fresh, new hotel room. But that night, I was literally up all night long sneezing. I think I was up every 5 minutes. So, yeah, that stuff definitely can't be around it with my allergies. It messes with me so bad.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus.
And typically, nowadays you're used to going to hotels and you smell weed and stuff, but this was like, I almost think they were blowing it under our door because it was like one of those hotel rooms where there's a adjoining door. I almost think they were blowing it into our room so they wouldn't get caught smoking it in their room because our room was like just a huge fog. But yeah, we were only in there for maybe 5 minutes before we switched hotel rooms, and just that 5 minutes, like I said, all night long, I was freaking sneezing. My allergies were horrible. And then the following day. So definitely can't be around that. Yeah, we're definitely used to smelling it whenever you go into hotels anymore nowadays. It's like that's the first thing you smell is weed, and which I got nothing against what people do. I could care less, but maybe just have a little bit of respect when you go to hotels, not to smoke weed. Don't smoke cigarettes. You're not supposed to smoke anything. You're not supposed to vape in hotel rooms, but some people are jackasses and they don't care what about other people. What you do outside on your own personal time, I could care less, but it's a little annoying in hotels, shopping malls, things like that. My handicap is 4 to 6, depending on the time of the year. Usually takes me about a month to get in the groove and then pull things down. Yeah, we are going to do an episode on our childhood. Yeah, so we'll do that once we get some downtime. It can actually sit down and discuss everything. I'm not quite sure how we'll film it yet. I mean, a lot of it will probably just be like us just sitting around talking and all that stuff. But I think it's good because it'll give us like I guess explain our journey and why we do what we do, and why we've been doing it so long, and why we're so passionate about family hauntings and things like that. Hello, Jennifer Bryant, Lisa, got Joey. Yeah, our childhood haunting, it went from, and that's the one thing we noticed when we started investigating back. We started investigating back in 2003. I don't think we did our first family haunting was like maybe 2004, 2005. And then as we started investigating family cases, we were able to see a lot of similarities in what we experienced and what a lot of these families go through. And then you learn that, there's often a pattern to these things where like ours was everything pretty much started out small, like things that you would try to dismiss as just normal experiences. And then as time went on, the activity got worse and worse. Duke. Duke's going to ruin my moment. Dukey, hold on a second, buddy. But the activity got worse and worse. And then that's the one thing that we found working with family hauntings is almost everybody says, it started out as little things here and there, and now it's gotten to the point where we need help. And yeah, so a lot of it was just, I guess it started out with like noises, especially at nighttime. You would hear knocking noises. I would say that was the biggest thing when we first started to notice things is you'd be trying to go to sleep in the middle of the night and you would just hear like this rapping on the wall, like this constant knocking sound. The first time I'd ever seen like a light anomaly was we had this room off to the back and to the right, and it had like no physical lights in it. And it would always have like this blue illuminating light, like pulsating light every now and then. And then it got to the point where you were hearing things in the kitchen, like in the cabinets and stuff moving, things falling off the counters. I don't believe, and Rocky and Sean may have experienced this, but I can't recall ever hearing like any disembodied voices or anything like that. It was mainly the knocking. I don't even remember hearing like footsteps. And then it got to the point where your room would become like ice cold, seeing dark shadows moving throughout the house, dark shadows at the end of the bed. And then after that point, it became more of the physical thing. We're having these real intense nightmares. And I myself would always have the same nightmare, reoccurring nightmare over and over again. And we actually did a case up in northern Ohio. We were contacted by a church, and they had a member of the church that was having all this, what they described as demonic activity taking place inside her apartment. And when we went up there and interviewed her, she was having the exact same dream I was having. And out of the thousands and thousands of interviews we've done over the years, that was the first time I'd ever heard anybody describe my exact dream that I had during my childhood. And that was the case that after we finished the investigation and did the cleansing the house, Rocky started having an experience at his house. And his wife and I believe his daughter were both being attacked with scratches and things like that. So yeah, that's the thing. Everything seems to always start off like, and our whole thing started off as we mess with the Ouija board. That's one reason you never see us mess with Ouija boards. Ever since our experience as children, we just decided, we would never mess with the Ouija board ever again. And that's kind of what triggered our haunting to take place. We moved out of the house after about 3 years, and we were still confused as far as what went on. At the time, obviously there was no internet, so you couldn't like research or find help. There were no paranormal shows on TV at that time, so we went out and we started doing investigations out of curiosity to help explain what we went through. And that's kind of what kickstarted our paranormal journey. And then just being able to relate to families, what they went through and going through it ourselves is, we found a real passion for trying to help families, not only end the haunting, but, because a lot of families that contact us are like, well, I don't know if I'm crazy or what the hell's going on here. Can you guys come in and investigate and try to find some answers for us? So with the investigating, it's more about, finding the answers and then figuring out what the spirits want, why they're there. Because I believe that, and I've said this before, is you don't just wake up one morning and all of a sudden your house is haunted. There's a reason it's taken place. Something had to trigger it. And with the investigation, you're trying to figure out what it was that triggered the haunting to start up in the first place. Now, obviously, you can move into a house that's already haunted and things just start from the jump. But a lot of the cases that we do, the families will say, we've lived here 15 years and never had any experiences. And now they're going through this haunting. Okay, what triggered it to take place? And our house was the same way. We lived there, I don't know how many years it was before that, maybe 4 or 5 years, if that. And we'd experienced no activity in the house. Obviously, we knew what triggered ours was us playing with the Ouija board. And that was just us being three young kids out in the middle of nowhere, being bored, watching way too many horror movies, and not understanding the consequences of trying to conjure something up. Which is why we've always been against Ouija boards. And um, obviously, there's other ways to conjure up spirits and things like that, aside from Ouija boards. And, I always just tell people, just don't investigate inside your own home, because anytime you open up that communication, you never know what you're inviting in. And just running like EVP sessions and doing any type of investigating, you're opening your environment, you're opening yourself up to something possibly. Now, some people can use Ouija boards and um, supposedly make contact with whatever and never have any issues. But I've seen enough over the years that it's just too big of a risk, I think, to even attempt. Now, I don't think we would have ever been, I mean, obviously we would have been close, but I think the paranormal and then our experiences as children has kept us pretty close. Um, when we first started investigating, it was always tense. Rocky never wanted to be on camera. I think for us, we were just trying to find our way, learning how to investigate, um, learning how to help people find answers. It's a big process. And then obviously learning how to film and edit and all that fun stuff that goes along with it. So yeah, the one thing is, typically after we investigate, we won't talk for maybe 2 or 3 days. And I think it's just kind of de-stress. And thank you, Double A, for the donation. What is the scariest investigation location? I would say two of the locations that we've ever been to that's the scariest would be Pennhurst, and then the Peoria State Hospital, I think's the name of it. I could be wrong on that, but it was a hospital we did outside of, it's Bartonville, Illinois, just outside of Peoria, Illinois. Those are probably two of the most haunted locations we've been to. Pennhurst is by far one of the most active locations we've ever been to. Anybody that's ever been to Pennhurst can validate that. And I think Pennhurst has just got such a dark, evil history. Are you the most sensitive to these things? I don't think so. I think Sean's probably the most sensitive to these things. Um, Now, like sensitive as far as like just, none of us are like sensitive as far as like spirits can't come up and talk to us. And I couldn't walk into a place and tell you what happened there or how many spirits are there. It's more about being sensitive to your environment. So if you walk into an area and it feels uncomfortable, just paying attention to that. If you feel fear or sadness, just paying attention to those emotions. And I think anybody can walk into a location and feel different types of emotions, but definitely not sensitive in the aspect of being able to communicate with spirits or anything like that. Um, for all I know, a spirit could be standing 2 feet away from me and I wouldn't know it. Let's see if we can get it. Thank you, Jason, for the donation. Can can you talk about the connections between ghost encounters and UAPs? I'm not really, I don't think I'm versed enough in that topic to correlate UAPs and the paranormal. I know a lot of people have been able to make that connection. Thank you. Was it Turtlebach for the donation? Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, anything that I would say on that subject would just be purely speculation. I don't know that I've gotten enough evidence over the years to link the two. But I know a lot of people have, even UAPs to like cryptids and things like that. Yeah. I should talk to the spirits. Next time I have a good, intelligent conversation with the spirits, I should ask them about it. Oh. That was awkward. Maybe there is a connection. Hold on one second, guys. Let me set this down. Find somewhere to stay right there, phone. Gotta fix my mount. It's always weird when strange things happen. This mount's literally been up here for months now. Okay, Ghost. Don't mess with my mount no more. I always get a lot of weird shit that happens here sometimes. Especially depending on what case I'm editing, which I always find fascinating. But even like if I have weird stuff happen, like knocks and stuff, I know even you guys have all seen like shadows and things like that here, or strange lights. I try not to acknowledge it, just go about my business. I'm trying to think, what was the last case I was editing? I think I was editing the case, the room where I was upstairs, I guess where I had my emotional breakdown. Duke and I were out here about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was editing and pans fell out of the cupboard in the kitchen. I think that's the last case I had weird stuff happen here. Yeah, we definitely need to get out west and do some investigations. We made that comment before, like the 70s stretch between like Ohio and Indiana. We get so tired of that stretch of roadways. We just need to head either further. And we've got some cases in North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina that we're going to be doing pretty soon. We're just waiting for a lot of these storms to pass through before we schedule those long cases. Yes, we do plan on one day traveling internationally. That's our goal, is to get to the point where we can travel internationally. And I would love to do family hauntings in different parts of the world. It'd definitely be fascinating. Thank you, Liz, for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Have you ever had an attachment, and how do you get rid of them? We have had attachments over the years. Fortunately, we've only ever had maybe a couple really, really bad attachments. And really, it's the same way as just Tucker. Come here, buddy. As we approach it really the same way that we would if we were working with a family that possibly had an attachment, is holy water, prayer, cleansing, stuff like that. We've never had like a long-term attachment. It's always been a couple of days, and typically those are just really bad nightmares. It's always weird. It's like sometimes you guys have seen where we'll have a case where we'll be like totally creeped out. And you just get this super oppressive negative feeling inside the house, but you don't document like a lot of activity. Those are the ones that typically affect you the most afterwards. And the ones that are typically super active and in your face that you think would affect you the most typically don't. Oh, we got Lori in here. She's from the, you guys remember the episode that we did up in Milwaukee? This kind of starts off at the Jeffrey Dahmer apartment complex, and then we did her case. I was trying to see what she said about the pentagram. When they bought the house, I believe there was a pentagram in the basement. The pentagram in the basement's gone. My daughter cleaned it and it disappeared. Thank you so much. Lori is still doing good, I believe. That was a pretty crazy case. I love it when some of the family jumps in chat and updates you guys. We do stay in contact with majority of them, so just check in time to time, and often they'll wish us Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday, and then we do the same to them. So I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the families still come into chat and say hi to you guys. Vic, you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Well, good morning or good afternoon. Knock the microphone down. You want to say hi to everybody? Mm-hmm. Everybody hasn't seen you in a while. Yeah. They can't see you down there, goofball. Come here. Come on. Duke, you gotta get up here, buddy. You just want me to scratch your butt? Hmm. Look, Tucker's over there being nice and quiet. Come on. There you go. The Duke's in one of those kissing, cuddling moods today. You guys. If Tucker will come to me, typically Tucker won't come to anybody. Come here, Tucker. Come here, buddy. Come here, Tucker. Tucker, come here. You want one? Come here. Tucker, come here. Tucker. Come here, buddy. Tucker. Come here. Yes, let Tucker come here. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come over here. You want to say hi? Come here. You want to say hi? See, now Duke's going to get pissed. Come here, Tucker. When Duke gets mad, he gets his bear out and takes it out on his bear. I'll show you guys. Duke, is that your bear? Hmm? Tucker. Let's see, buddy. Yes. You're a good boy, huh?
You're a good boy, aren't you, buddy? If you are. I don't know if it's just with like blind dogs where they don't like to be messed with quite a bit, but you're a good boy. As long as Duke don't hit you with his toy. You guys see Duke's bear down there? You gotta let go of it and I'll throw it for you. Duke, let go of it. Tucker, did he step on you? Let's put it that way. Buddy, did he step on you? Did he step on you? Tucker, lay down. Down. Tucker, lay dead. You don't want to play? You want to play, buddy? Yeah. You're a good boy, huh? If you are a good boy. If you are a good boy. Okay, let's. Oh, thing. Yeah, so we'll do that Friday night. We'll do the Prospect Place Mansion episode, and then the following we'll do the other family haunting. I've got an episode I'm editing right now. When we went back to Sullivan Avenue, I think this was like the our fourth time on Sullivan Avenue. But this case is pretty different than all the other ones. Amazing cleansing. So I think you guys will really enjoy this. Like I said, I think this is going to work really well for some of these tougher cases that's, just your normal cleansing doesn't work. I think this is going to help out quite a bit. So I'm very excited for a lot of you guys to see this. But yeah, other than that, we're going to be hitting the road tomorrow, and then we'll be on the road hopefully Saturday as well. But this episode I'm working on right now, I'm probably 40% done with. It's kind of a longer episode, so I don't know if you guys enjoy the longer episodes. So what do you guys think? Is longer okay? Some cases is just so complex, and there's so much activity because you don't want to make a longer episode just for the sake of making a longer episode. If it's boring, you want things to kind of keep moving and keep it interesting and keep your guys' attention. And this is one of those cases where it's like pretty crazy from start to end. Even the cleansing is we had some experiences during the cleansing that we've never experienced before. So I think you guys will enjoy that. So hopefully it being a little bit longer, you guys are okay with that, because this one's definitely going to be choking, buddy. This one's definitely going to be quite a bit longer. I don't have our P.O. box. Maybe one of our mods can post our P.O. box. I don't have it memorized. I do apologize. Nope, no more bad luck since I got rid of the bottle from Bobby Mackey's. So, knock on wood. That's going to trigger Duke. Duke. It was me. Calm. Duke. Duke. Duke's a good guard dog. So if you try breaking in my house, Duke will rip your face off. Won't you, Dukey boy? So yeah, I'm going to get back to editing. I just wanted to jump on here and say hi to everybody and kind of update you on, or get your thoughts on which episode we should put out Friday. And I think we're going to do the episode with Rob. Very good episode. I think you guys will enjoy it. Prospect Place Mansion has a lot of unique history. We didn't do any type of interviews or walkthrough or anything like that. It's just straight up investigating from start to finish. I think you guys will enjoy that. I know some of you guys don't enjoy the interviews and stuff, but hello, Indiana. Sean and Rocky are at home right now. I'll see them probably tomorrow. Geneva, thank you so much for the donation. You guys are awesome. Only subscription I have kept active. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you guys are new here to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. That always helps out, especially the likes. For some reason, YouTube enjoys it whenever you hit the like button. So that's probably one reason creators push the like button so much for people to hit the like button. Is I will say we are pretty lucky. Our channel average, let me look here real quick. Which when I talk to YouTube, because we have occasionally have meetings and stuff, the let's look here if I can find it. I think this year we may hit 1 million subscribers, so let's keep pushing that. If you guys want to share our episodes on the social media, tell your friends and family to subscribe to the channel. And I think after we hit 1 million subscribers, we won't push for another 1 million subscribers again. We'll just be happy with that. And what was I going to look at? Oh, the channel. So I think our likes, like on our channel, is very, very, very good. Engagement. So yeah, I mean, our channel average is 99.2%. So like versus dislike, which is really, really good on YouTube. So we'll average typically, between at 15,000 likes on a video, then we'll get our first 100 dislikes. So 99.2% is very good. It's way above the typical average on YouTube. So, which is always nice when majority of the people don't hate you. Benny wants to know, what is the best investigating app? I think, and we've tried, we get contacted by so many different developers and stuff with apps. Some of them we test out and they never make the episode because they're just too corny. And some of the other ones, I think, legitimately offer would be like GhostTube, I think is a good one. Spirit Talker is a good one. Those are typically the only two that we ever use. I like the one we just tested out on the last episode with Tyler. I think that one might be good. We got to test it out some more. I've got to figure out how to change, if you can even change the voice on it, because I don't like the creepy voice that came across it, because I think that misleads people into thinking that it's something darker or more evil than what it really is. So, when the ones that we do get back with and offered advice, that would be the big thing is, tone down the voice so it's not. So that's the one thing I didn't like about that one. Obviously, we'd have to test it out more to see. Yeah, we're always testing out different, not just apps and things like that. We test out a lot of different equipment. There's a company out of Indianapolis that builds a lot of paranormal equipment, and they'll give us prototypes to test out. We test out equipment for, Rocky knows a lot of these better than I do, but Ghost Tech, I think. Yeah, so there's a few websites that sell paranormal equipment, and we test out some of their equipment, like the Epic Box. They sent us that, and we the one that says yes and no, and they contacted us back about it, and we said, yeah, we love the device, but I think for people watching the episodes, obviously you could see back, if you watch the original one, the light just lights up yes or no. Our feedback to them was, if you could add sound, yes and no, so people could visually see the light light up, plus they could hear it. I think for the viewers, and then plus, like if you're in a completely different room, you have no clue. If the device is in another room, you have no clue what in the hell it's saying unless you're in there watching it. So that was one of the changes they made. They added the yes, no audible voice to it, and then sent us another one, and absolutely love it. So yeah, that voice was a little creepy when it first came across. Yeah, we did drop a brand new episode Friday night, so if you guys want to check that out, pretty good, solid family haunting case. Loved working with Tyler. Tyler's just a great kid. We talk with Tyler probably, at least not every day, but at least once every other day or something like that. Things have really quieted down at the house with Tyler, so you guys want to continue praying for him and his family. Yeah, yes, no is probably top 5 pieces of equipment we use. And I think the cases that we get into where like some of the equipment doesn't go off at all, like with the yes no, if you guys remember with Nate's case we did here in Ohio down in Cincinnati, I think the yes no went off one time the entire time we were there. So that really helps validate whenever you're going into a haunted location and you're getting the direct responses over and over again, like they're answering your question, like they're sitting right across from you. Is it's not always about the activity that you document, but also about the activity that you don't document. Also says a lot. So the one thing that we need to upgrade is our SLS camera. I know a lot of you guys comment, why don't you use the SLS camera? Because our SLS camera is a piece of shit and we have a hard time getting it to boot up. And then when it does boot up, it'll like randomly crash throughout the night. So we are in talks with the guy I was talking out of, the company out of Indianapolis that builds, they're building a kind of brand new SLS camera for us that's more compact, easier to use. And so hopefully we'll have that coming soon. So the SLS camera we will have coming very soon. It's not that we don't like using it. We love using the SLS camera. It's just ours is older and tends to crash quite a bit, especially when we get into like cold conditions. It really likes to crash. And it's just a pain in the ass to try to constantly reset it all night long. Actually, I might try to break out the SLS camera tomorrow. Maybe if I just set it somewhere and put a camera on it and let it record. Yeah, we definitely need to upgrade it. So anyhow, thank you guys all for your amazing support. Like I said, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year. I've got our 100,000 subscriber plaque in the other room, and I want to get its sister next to it, the golden YouTube plaque, which will be, hopefully that'll come this year. Been going pretty good as far as getting new subscribers. So we were always wanted to grow our channel if it grew slow, but have good, passionate, loyal supporters was the main thing. Because you could have 1 million subscribers and half of them not watch and half of them not like the show, or you could just have 500,000 subscribers that are really loyal and become good friends and enjoy the show and pray for the families and pray for us and support us and things like that. So sometimes growing slow and steady is the way to go. Obviously, sometimes channels just explode out of nowhere. So, but anyhow, I'm going to get back to editing. I'm going to feed the dogs lunch. All of you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I'm sure we'll go live sometime this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. And no, we've never been to the X Murder House, but yeah, we'll go live sometime this weekend, and then we'll have a brand new episode Friday night, 8 o'clock. I'll post the trailer and all that stuff to that tomorrow and the link. So everybody have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you guys all stay safe and warm during these winter storms, and we'll see you guys Friday night in the live chat. So thank you guys all, and Team Nightmare out.